What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I am breaking out of my shell again today, and today I want to talk about systems. And I'm on today because I want to share again. I'm sharing my journey about getting out of debt, paying off debt using the Dave Ramsey 7 baby steps. On that journey just to make sure that I have a system in place. So I'm going to be talking about a couple of systems here. If you've watched my other videos, you know that I'm talking about doing the Dave Ramsey Baby Steps program, mainly sharing my debt-free journey, but I'm sharing it also to help people of my community, of the black community, to understand that Dave Ramsey's program can and does work for our people. It's basically the reason that I'm really talking about it, the method or the system that I'm using. But I wanted to come on to talk about systems because I was listening to someone the other day who said that you could have a goal, but you also need a system. And I didn't really realize that those were two different things, right? So the goal is to get out of debt, but what system are you going to use to do so? And I didn't want to just think about that in terms of my financial goals of getting out of debt, but just in terms of life, because if you don't have a system for life, then your life can get out of control, right? So when I was listening to this person talking about how goals cannot be met without a system, it just made sense to me. So I am going to talk about using Dave Ramsey's system to get out of debt, because it's important that you have a system. And if you don't know how to budget, like me, I've never had to budget. I never knew how. Well, I'm not going to say I never had to budget. I never knew how to budget because I was not taught budgeting. I was not taught controlling spending, saving money. I wasn't taught. I didn't have I didn't have any financial training. All I knew was go to work and pay your bills. When your check come in, make sure you got enough money to pay whatever bills you had. And I was just taught to work and pay bills. I had a checking account, but that was basically so that my checks can get direct deposited into my account so that I could write a check or pay with a debit card or do whatever I need to do for a bill. But, back before the running to the check cashing store days. Man, I tell you, anybody out there know about check cashing stores? I don't know. Do they still have check cashing stores, or stores that cash your check? I'm from Detroit, so you could go into a liquor store, and the liquor store would cash your checks for you. Grocery stores would cash your checks for you. Blase, blase. But they also had check cashing stores. Wow. So I haven't been in any of those in some years, but anyway. So that's why I got a checking account, because hey, your checks can become direct deposited into your bank account the day before, or whatever, the day before your actual pay date. And so that's what I had a checking account for. Mainly when I was trying to become responsible for my finances and whatever. So I didn't know anything about saving, about budgeting, anything of that nature. And so now I'm trying to learn that. I have Dave Ramsey's Every Dollar app, and I'm still getting used to that and trying to set it up to start budgeting the way it's recommended, to start watching where my finances go. So everybody needs a system. And if you're like me and you don't know how to create your own system, you're not, doing spreadsheets, or your little notebook and writing down your bills or whatever. I don't know, old school. But if you're like me, who was never taught how to do such a thing, then you need a system. And for me, I can't, in my mind, I can't create that system. I'm, I don't know how. So I'm so glad I found the Every Dollar app and Dave Ramsey, and I listen to his programs. I think I'm becoming a little fanatical. My son called me today, and we were just talking about, um, how things were going and purchasing houses and things of that nature. And he was like, "Yeah, I don't want to purchase a house because the interest rate." And he's going on and on. And I go, "Dave Ramsey said." So maybe I'm getting anyway a little becoming a fangirl or something. I don't know, but anyway, I um I really appreciated the Every Dollar app. I really do appreciate it. Um, and even plugging in the income and expenses and debt and things of that nature. It's taking me a minute because I'm trying to gather a lot of things together. I'm trying to gather my actual debt together down to the penny, pulling my credit reports, looking up old collection notices, reaching out to um, different companies to get actual balances that it would take me to pay things off. Learning how to just pay off balances, not only for that but also for my my car and different things. So I'm trying to get the financial information all in one place. And so Dave Ramsey's a good system for that. And I wanted to talk about systems for everything else too, and why I feel like it's important, because not only do I have the system or the goal of getting out of debt and um, setting up myself for retirement, and so that's going to help me get there. So using his baby steps, saving $1,000, paying off your debt, uh, increasing your emergency fund from $1,000 to 3 to 6 months worth. I don't have children, so I don't have to do the college fund thing, but I do have grandchildren, and maybe I can start to set something up for them. But the likelihood I'll be looking to purchase a home at some point, not a home but a condo at some point where I can retire, and then just start building from there, right? So if you know, you know. If you don't, check out Dave Ramsey's programs, and he'll talk about the baby steps. And they actually have a link where where it gives you a series of shows. Listen to me. I'm just fangirling about this program. So I'm really happy that I have that system. But not only that, when it comes to day-to-day planning, you say, like, I'll wake up and I'll be like, I need to make this much money, and I need to, need this. I need to go out and have this many appointments for my notary business, or or I want to make X amount of dollars, $150 or $200 that day doing DoorDash, Spark Delivery, Instacart. So my goal is to make $200. Well, how am I going to do that? And what system am I going to set up to do that every day? Right? So I need a system for that. I'm working on my health, losing weight, getting in shape, trying to eat more healthier. We need a system for that. So the goal is to get more healthier, but the system, What system am I going to put in place for that? The goal is to become financially free. But what system am I going to use? The goal is to make a certain amount of money. What system am I going to use for that? So it's all about the system and not about the goal. And I think if I quit thinking about what the goal is and just implement a system, then the goal will eventually be achieved. So that's what I got out of when I heard that statement, goals and systems being two different things. So um, if you don't have a goal, if you have a goal but you don't have a system, and whatever it is, whether it's finances, whether it's your health, whether it's your career, you need to put a system in place in order for you to reach the goal. So now I got to reprogram myself, and I got to think, I got to think not what the end goal is, but think about the system that I need. What system can I use to reach that goal? And if the system is there and I'm using the system and I'm sticking to it, then that goal should be achieved. So that's my message for today. I'll be back again with another video to kind of talk about, again, I'm gathering all of my documents or all of my expenses, and I am writing them down on a piece of paper so that I can plug them into the Every Dollar app, and also doing things to increase my income. So my journey is just beginning. I think I've got $300 for right now for my $1,000 emergency fund. Let me tell you, it's not completely easy to save that up, but I'm working on that. And so when I get that $1,000 emergency fund, I'm gonna do me a little dance, cause hey, I don't think I've saved $1,000 over 1,000. I've never had to save $1,000. So anyway, so rock with me, y'all. Like my video, subscribe to my channel, share it, especially share it with our community, because regardless of where you're at in life, you can always do better. As long as you're breathing and you're above ground, you can always do better. Are we talking about becoming millionaires? I'm not. I'm talking about getting out of debt and making yourself becoming comfortable where you're not afraid of what's going on in the world today, because you're living paycheck to paycheck like me. I'm living day to day, hustling. So that's my goal, is to really help the community. So like and subscribe, please. Share my Dave Ramsey journey so I can show people that no matter what background you come from, no matter how young you are or how old you are, you can always change your financial situation. See you soon.